As a front moves to our south, we're going to see if it could maybe trigger a little development in the tropics. This is our highlighted area from the National Hurricane Center, which basically says at the tail end of this front, as it's sagging to the south, we might have some thunderstorms that try to come up to a little low-level swirl. So there's a low-end chance that it could become maybe a tropical depression or something like that as we get into the end of the weekend, and that would be somewhere over the Florida Peninsula or probably more than likely off the Florida coast and the Atlantic side, but the odds of that are pretty slim. What's a much larger threat is the heavy rainfall that's going to be headed there. So I know it's a holiday weekend. You know, if you have plans to go down to Florida this weekend, there is a lot of rain heading in that direction. Now, this graphic that I'm going to show you, this is our 7-day rainfall outlook. It's lagging a little bit, wanting to pull up. Just give it a second. It's going to pull up all the rainfall expected over the next 7 days. You see, we don't see a lot here in North Georgia. This is really all coming in today. But in Florida, there's a huge chunk of real estate, especially on that west coast of Florida, which could see a good 5 to 10 inches of rainfall. We're talking about the Big Bend of Florida, down through Tampa and Clearwater and Sarasota, and even down into parts of Fort Myers. A really, really soggy looking holiday weekend and beyond. A lot of rain going to be inundated in that Florida Peninsula. It is their rainy season, of course, but that will be the main impact from this storm system. And then potentially maybe a little bit of a rip current risk as well. So we're watching that. What we're also watching is this hurricane, which has been really wrapping itself together a bit this morning. This is Flossie, which is now Category 2 hurricane. Winds are up to 100 miles an hour, and it's moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. The pressure level has also been dropping on this. And I'm going to actually take the track off and just look at the radar presentation, because look, we've got that clear eye that's been kind of clearing out in the last couple of hours. The convection's trying to wrap itself up. It looked a little bit tighter earlier, but as this thing tries to wrap itself up, of course, we've got a lot of heavy rain on the southeastern side of it, but on the northwestern side, that's the drier side of the storm, so we don't see a lot. Now, even though we don't see a lot of convection on that side, the environment is not too dry of air or high wind shear to where we expect this to weaken immediately. In fact, it shows signs that it could become a Category 3 hurricane before it moves into cooler ocean waters and eventually starts to dissipate. So this is now forecast to become the second major hurricane for the Eastern Pacific season. The first major hurricane of the season was, of course, Eric, which reached Category 4 in June last month. And so this is not in the Atlantic, but it is hurricane season, and the Pacific has been turning out one storm after another, and the Atlantic is it's taking its time. I know we did have 2 storms, but neither of them were very impressive. So we'll wait, and in the meantime, be thankful that it is a rainmaker, but not a huge storm potential off the coast of Florida.